Dawn brings a unique atmosphere to this place. It seems to be all at once magical and mystical, serene and spiritual, exotic even. The tranquil silence is broken as the city slowly shakes itself awake. Out of the shadows come the pilgrims, and the bemused Western visitors, and then the tricksters and the con artists, the pimps and the chancers, the fakers and the swamis. It's a carnival of contrasts. And then the silence quickly becomes a cacophony. This is Varanasi. It's a place of special pilgrimage for Hindus. It's the Hindu equivalent of Mecca. The river Ganges is regarded as a sacred river, revered as the goddess Ganga. Ganga is the personification of the river. She's worshipped as the goddess of purification and forgiveness. And so, Hindus consider the water of the Ganges to be both pure and purifying. They call it the River of Life. During festival seasons, over 70 million people bathe in the Ganges in an act of ritual purification. They believe that the river cleanses them of sin. The pilgrims chant, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, praise to thee, Mother Ganges. They believe also that to be cremated on its banks and to float down the Ganges will cleanse the sins of those who die and carry them directly to salvation. In Varanasi alone, an estimated 40,000 bodies are cremated every year and deposited into the Ganges. The guide told me, quite sincerely she said,
Here, Mother Ganges is treated with the utmost respect.
Here, Mother Ganges is treated with the utmost respect. This innocent and honestly held belief flies in the face of reality. That flawed statement personifies the denial, the paradox that typifies belief at the sacrifice of scientific fact. And the fact is that the river's spiritual purity is most certainly not matched by its increasingly polluted waters. There's a terrible grim irony that in seeking protection from the river, believers actually hasten their own demise. The river rises in the Himalayas and flows into the Bay of Bengal, a journey of 2,500 kilometers. Ma Ganga, Mother Ganges, eventually becomes one of the planet's most polluted rivers. A melange of urban sewage, animal waste, pesticides and fertilizer, industrial metals and ashes from cremated bodies. Nearly 4,500 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of waste are released into the Ganges every day. For example, as it courses through Kanpur, 80% of the city's sewage is dumped untreated into the river, along with toxic waste from textile, leather and chemical factories. This type of pollution is repeated along the entire course of the river. River waters laced with toxins irrigate farmland, eventually seeping into food and into village wells. It causes untold sickness, from cancer to renal failure, from dysentery to cholera and hepatitis. It also causes severe diarrhea, one of the leading causes of death in children in India. Ganga water, once the only liquid fit for Brahmins, is undrinkable. It's gone from being purified to putrefied. And now the COVID epidemic has brought an additional catastrophe to India and to the Ganges, with over 400,000 deaths so far. That's the official figure, by the way. Several international agencies say that the real number is over 4 million. The recent deadly outbreak has caused thousands of bodies to be thrown into the river, adding to the pollution. There's a shortage of wood, and prices have increased by a factor of 10. Many families can't afford the high cost of cremation wood, and as a result, many of the bodies deposited into the Ganges are only half burned. Think about it. To burn a body completely in a traditional Hindu funeral pyre takes 6 hours and burns 500 to 600 kilograms of wood. Every year, 50 to 60 million trees are burned during cremations in India. This results in about 8 million tons of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions. Air pollution, deforestation, and large quantities of ash, much of which is later thrown into the river, adds to the toxicity of the water and poses huge environmental problems. The Ganges, the river of life, has become the river of death. It has been transformed from the sacred to the profane.